couture. Fún ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá fẹ́ irú nǹkan tá à ń wọ̀ tí ẹ like bóyá ẹ̀yin náà fẹ́ máa look nice ẹ bá mi kù sí Omitaf Couture. Ẹ ti rí bó ṣe dúró lára mi dáadáa nice ó lẹ̀ mọ́ ara gbogbo ẹ̀. Ǹtẹ́ bá wá fẹ́ ní design wọ́n lè bá yín ṣe, wọ́n lè ṣe stone. Omitaf Couture ni wọ́n ń jẹ́, nílé iṣẹ́ náà ń jẹ́. Àwọn lọ ní àwọn á máa títí tá máa fi padà sílùú òyìnbó. Tá bá ti wọ aṣọ Koikimedia tó jẹ́ ti ilé iṣẹ́ wa, wọ́n ní ká máa wọ eléyìí tí à ń wọ̀ yìí. For those of you that doesn't understand Yoruba, this outfit is designed by Omitaf Couture. So you can check them out on Instagram, so that in case you want to look nice. All the outfit I've been wearing to visitation to all our obas, our kings, is designed by Omitaf Couture. So thank you so much. Please let us patronize them. It doesn't matter whether you live in Japan, Australia, Turkey. They can even do for you, and you can be reselling anywhere and be making money. Remember that most of the clothes that we put on in the UK are designed by some people and brought to UK from Indonesia, Pakistan. So any shop near abroad and you want to be selling African wares, they need you customize, and they will not sell what is being sold to you. It will be your own design. That is the advantage of the Yoruba land that we are, because advantage is there, and I can vouch for them. It's still the only company I can. So I can't guarantee others because we know how Nigeria is. But with Omitaf Couture, so I can guarantee Omitaf Couture. So, anytime we on YouTube, this is the original background. Mo fẹ́ carry outfit yẹn dáadáa. Ìyẹn ni mo ṣe your background yìí tá máa fi ń bò lẹ́yìn. So this is the original background of Yoruba Nation. So let's kickstart the program. Eshegoni, if you like it, let us patronize them. Gbowó lọ́wọ́ mi àti material àtowó ríran, I don't pay for it, so I have to also appreciate them. Mo dẹ̀ kí àwọn ti sister mi Ọmọlúàbí apparel. So every time tí n bá fẹ́ eléyìí gan tẹ̀ bá lè náà lọ tí bá decide pé mo tún fẹ́ wọ eléyìí, Ọmọlúàbí apparel, check them out. Is another. So now to Timber, when I return back to London, I have to start putting on the hoodies because of the cold. So let's kickstart the program. I'm Soyinbo there, Lenny, because I want this to reach to the people in Scotland. The program this afternoon might start with English, but I try láti ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ayan before, so that I need people in Scotland that are fighting for their right to self-determination to also benefit. So I'm going to start with the English, and we do the mixed match. Kotiba so Yoruba, one understand, and I want them to understand that as Yoruba people, we are in support of what they are doing and asking their right to exit the union called United Kingdom. My baby London, where there was a 1 million march yesterday, what happened? What is the reason? What is the purpose that Tony Robinson was able to pull 1 million people to the street of London yesterday? Yes. So you don't want to miss the program. You want to sit back and enjoy it. Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wa, forílẹ̀ ibi wa, ká gbéga, kágbéga falérí ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká jọlá ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹjẹ ká máa lépa tẹ̀síwájú fọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára ọmọ Oòduà dìde bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀ àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀ èmi ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀ ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. I welcome you to the broadcast. Èní a máa jẹ́ 14th day of the month of September 2025. And looking at today's calendar, this time next year, there will be a lot of activities into the 2027 campaign already. I'm put it already, but this time next year, it will be quite a lot. Moria, the youth deputy leader of the Yoruba Nation campaign movement, that is what mentioning all the time. Tó bá jẹ́ pé gbogbo wa bá lè ṣe tí òun náà ṣe. With the little resources that he has proven himself that he is a real freedom fighter for the Yoruba Nation cause, and that is Comrade Omeyo. Moki Omeyo, for the great work you're doing, not because I see you. We love you, we appreciate you. And like I always say, you have my backup any day, anytime. Mwalobe Mokento Je, the leader of the youth leader diaspora. Omeyo is the homeland, and that is our own comrade, Tiamosi Jagun Jagun, that he has also proven. He has lived in many countries, well versatile, traveled around the world, knows the importance of why the Yoruba needs to exit a union that was put together by the British in 1914 without due cause. And that is one and only the man that knows that the Yoruba are currently in danger. Each time he travels out of America to return back is for one goal. I've known him from the beginning of this movement. He has not made any reason than to continue to fight for the freedom of his people. Muki Egbomidada is a father, is a brother, and that is Prophet Ologun Oluwa from the Mega Rally, Muki Bugwegbe Mega Rally, for your continuous support, spending huge amount of your resources on this movement. Muki Ilano US, fún iṣẹ́ takuntakun tí ẹ gbé dání, from the chairman to the deputy and all the committee members àti ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Utsman. Mo kí Ìlànà Canada. Mo kí gbogbo organization that is linked to the Yoruba Nation cause, that believes that we have the right to our exit out of Nigeria. We appreciate each and every groups that are working day and night. Not all of them you will see, but most of them are attached. Moki Akikonju, Moki even those that might probably not agree with us, but they are trying their own best. But we only have one leader, and without any other leader. There are many leaders in Yoruba land, but when it comes to the Yoruba nation cause, we only have one leader. If you agree with him, you can also have your groups and have your leader. You can disagree with him, but he's still our leader. And he's doing exactly what we want him to do. And that is nobody else but Professor Adebanji Akintoye, Ki Eledumare, Kutubolore Mi Baba Funwa. He has his deputy that are also working behind him. And he also has a lot of committees that are working round the clock in the diaspora and outside the diaspora in Yoruba land and across Africa. Moki gbogbo èèyàn ọmọ Oòduà nílé lóko, àwa tí a gbàgbọ́ pé our existence today is now under a serious threat, and it is important not to lose a day focus and remind ourselves that do not mix those that are fighting for religion to the freedom of our people. There could also become another obstacles. So whenever you are on different platforms and they're attacking Muslims or Christians, be very careful so that you don't get entangled in such. Your utterances might not be stable with people like us that are Muslim, because I am a Muslim and I'm not a terrorist. I am not a fundamental. I'm not looking for fundamental. I am not a Muslim that disagree that we can have discussion. A Yoruba Muslim is different from the Fulanis. The Fulanis are different. They have an agenda, and the agenda is to take Yoruba land. We know we have, I'm looking for the right word again, those that probably want to go into a different set of ideology in Yoruba land that are Muslims. Do not fight a fight when a Yoruba government is in place. Yoruba government, Oduduwa government, whatever name you decide. But for now, it is called Yoruba Nation. And I have no reason to change that because of you. You are not our leader. Our leader has not released any reason for us to change the name. You can cry from now till thy kingdom come. It is still known as Yoruba Nation, registered across different groups and different organizations and international bodies, including the UNPO, that is standing for Unrepresented People and Organization. So fundamental, the terrorists from the Fulanis are different from the Yorubas that might have issues, that are Muslims, doesn't want Yoruba Nation, but all that can still be resolved. But what cannot be resolved is living in a country where it doesn't have any progress. And we're going to be looking into the topic of today, Scotland. Scotland is part of the United Kingdom. I cite you the deputy chairwoman of the Yoruba World Media, Iyawa Ashake Akomolede. Thank you for joining. I'm going to speak in English, and I'll do a lot of translation. The program is not just directed to you. I am also campaigning for Scotland exit out of the United Kingdom. And it is not a crime for what we are doing. Moki Oloyomade for the great work he's doing so far. We pray for more strength for him, more knowledge, so that he can be able to do more and assist in the movement. I will not be calling your names out. I've only called those that are probably a little bit in the movement, but I cite every one of you. It's an audio that is also being recorded, and we will just crack on straight away. Mo kini topic until I sit down and decide what to say. I have a lot I can say, I have a lot, especially when you're a journalist. And I appreciate all the medias that have also plugged in into the broadcast. Because of the nature of my job, I can take you to anywhere, even if I don't have a topic prepared. But good thing about me is that I might have one topic, and about a program, eventually I might pick on something else and I say, okay, this is still the only channel. I can vouch for that. I am not saying others are not doing it, but when it comes to Yoruba Nation, Odua Nation, that connects it with the international world today, we try to bring it to you as much as possible. In Timon Shala, if you want to Tebawa platform, Tefimo Nipa, Kinawati, one Jajang Barabitiwa, not Nita. This is one of the channels that takes you there, because I monitor a lot of different countries. I told you that last week, that I need 33 countries around the world learning. So don't look at it as you are the only one that wants to exit Nigeria. Look at it as your own cause, fight to make sure that what we are doing today can be successful rather than become an obstacle. Do not become an obstacle to it. If you don't want to get involved, you can sit behind the scene, Tabagba country. Everybody will be accounted for that country, even if you are not part of it. But the least you can do, if you believe in the movement, is to make sure that the message gets to many people. Big Balani. So, when I was preparing for the program, as I went to the X, which is called Twitter, I picked up something that came straight to my face from a young man called Ewen McGregory. His feed, Kilankweni feed, Twitter, Facebook, people feed it with information. And if you are plugged into any of it, information you might the lower screen. We are living in a tech age. Even if subscribe to our way each time Yoruba Nation, Odua Nation, a type we go, there's like being conti ojemo in them. Your internet knows what you're looking for, whether you tell it or not. That is the way the technology works. So because I follow what is happening with Scotland, I follow them every day. That means feeding to share in Scotland, nipa self-determination to one no, o sorry, feed it me. I hope when continue so yewa. So while I was about to go live, feed tea, it went McGregory to fisino engine search abi ino Twitter, like the X. I'll leave it as X, but it's called Twitter before. Over sorry timeline to me. Editation so far one information is important that you share it. A lot of people do not understand what is happening about Yoruba Nation or Odua Nation. Something that why should we want to dissolve away from Nigeria? And I always say that we have the right to dissolve because the union has failed us. Even if we are meant to be Nigerians, it has failed us. And I'm sure you agree to that. Even if we want to keep Nigeria, it has failed us. And it is not likely to work. Two things. Or failure, and it is not likely to work. So the question is, should we continue to parabolate around something that has failed every single one of us? Or should we continue with something that is not going to work? I am sure that many of you agree. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nínú wa gbàgbọ́ pé Nàìjíríà fail wa. So in tó fail wa yẹn, ṣé ká sì dúró tì lọ́rùn kó lè ṣiṣẹ́? Even though nígbà tí a mọ̀ pé kò tẹ̀ lè ṣiṣẹ́, ó di méjì. So this is the reason why you should not fool yourself about Nigeria working. Nigeria has got to the stage that it needs to sit down with all those that are the indigenous people. You can even call them the ethnics, the tribes, whatever you want to call it. From the east to the west to the north, call them together and decide if we want to stay together. I don't think that is too much to ask for. Number one, we are not under a military dictator anymore. Democracy lanche, and it is the responsibility of the government to listen to all the cries of different people across Nigeria. The government doesn't have to agree. Sinijoba military to mama kopashe. The constitution might not be perfect because the constitution is not for the people. I did not agree to that constitution. If you agree to it, the question is, Nigba Olojoko to consult lori constitution Nigeria. So don't see us as the enemies. Don't see us as people that doesn't love our leaders within the Southwest. You got to see us as, why are we asking for what we are asking for? And since we are not the only one in the world, as of today, we have about 194 countries across the globe. Out of the 194 countries, Yoruba people, Oduduwa people, would join them as another country, whether you agree or disagree. How it's going to happen is the work that part of what this media is promoting. And it has done it fantastically well with little resources, but it is not yet over. But the good thing is that we are not the only one demanding to leave a country. And that is something that many Yoruba people needs to understand. But ní time láti lọ wo ìlú mi, because ìlú tí wọ́n wà ó ti consume with many things that has no value for you. So let's quickly go back to the young man and what I saw from his feed that is now becoming a topic in this broadcast this afternoon, going into the evening, depending on the time you are. Agoti wo so on so location bi to wa fun eni ati wa ni another day in China. China ti wa lóru báyìí. China ò sí ní same time pẹ̀lú mi. America ò sí ní same time pẹ̀lú mi. But níbi tèmi wà, only 5 minutes past 6 p.m. 14th September 2025. Koikimedia bringing the world. Yes. Ayé ó pọ̀ ibi tí wọ́n bá mọ̀ dé ni o. Má argue blindly nípa Nigeria tó mọ̀ kankan nípa ẹ̀. In tí wọ́n mọ̀ ó lè yàtọ̀ sí tèmi mọ̀. But in tèmi mọ̀ ni pé ilẹ̀ Oòduà ó ti ń bẹ before Nigeria. Ó lè bá mi argue yẹn. You know that, I know that. But ó kò fẹ́ defend Nigeria out of hatred for this movement. It is understandable. Even though your life has been miserable for a very long time within Nigeria. Many of you, your life is miserable. Mo ṣì rí, kò ṣe pé mo fi wá ṣe nǹkan kan ju pé to see how the poverty, mo ṣì lẹ́ni tó mú nọ́mbà mi lénìí Biano Lomu, or Milon laying us for more than 20 minutes to complain, Biamoli Rinko Confound is a pastor. That means be Yanje pastor in Nigeria, Yanje Afa, Yanje Babalawo, Kilonfa, Nigeria. Please share the program and invite others to do so. A very good afternoon, Mokibu Benti, Etidara Pomowa, ní ìrọ̀lẹ́. Bódé ìjọsùn lẹ́yìn wà, àbí ẹ ti wà ní ọ̀gànjọ́ òru. Mo fi kíkí èní ní ti Mùsùlùmí, mo fi kí yín. Mo fi kíkí tàwọn ti aláwo, ti babaláwo tó níṣẹ̀ṣe, mo fi kí yín. Mo dẹ̀ fi kíkí ti Kristẹni kí yín, depending on whichever one you subscribe to. But má jàjẹ̀sí, let us remember the politicians want to divert our real attention away from the reason why we are asking for self-determination. Mo kẹ́yìn bàbá wa, mo kẹ́yìn ìyá wa, mo kí gbogbo àwọn orí adé pátápátá. Like I said yesterday, I am not here to defend them, but they are all very, very in a tight situation. But we can encourage them and we can continue to advise them to work in line with saving Yoruba people from the danger we are currently facing altogether. Let's go back to Scotland, because the topic of today is all about Scotland. And happy Sunday. I believe is the second Sunday in the month of September. Let's read about Ewan McGregory, just on his Twitter, @Xando. According to the information he has there, Ewan McGregory lives somewhere in Dundee, in Scotland. Dundee would be what we can call, let me get the fact right so that I'm not pushing anything. Tabasokwe is a city in Scotland. Lagos City, what? Lagos is a city. Akure is a city. Ibadan is a city. Tebatula, one other city, the one in Southwest. Abeokuta is a city. So, Tabanika fi ṣe àpèjúwe padà. Ani Ogun State. Ogun State is in the southwest of Nigeria. But nínú Ogun State, only capital city tiẹ̀ tó ń pè ní Abeokuta. Scotland is still under the United Kingdom, but has its own full autonomy as it stands. Wọ́n ní parliament tiwọn. But there is still something like Oshogbo, Eshegoni, and to any right láti dárúkọ city so that can mention it. Èyí tí àbádárúkọ city yín bí a torí pé rò pé bí a fẹ́ràn yín. Ìlọrin is a city, right? Ṣé Kaba ló máa represent Kogi? I think so. Eshegoni, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń kí mi. Mo fẹ́ máa dárúkọ because mo record lórí audio mi. Ta máa ń send síta fáwọn èèyàn. Ado Ekiti is a city. Eshegoni, ta ló tún fẹ́ help me? Okene, níbo nìyẹn wà? Okene yẹn ṣé Ogun State ni? Oh, bàbá mi, Eshegoni, Ọ̀fà, ó dà ń pé Ọ̀fà, Iléṣà, okay? Òmùràn, let's keep it coming so that púpọ̀ nínú ọmọ gbogbo àwọn bíbá kan máa ń dárúkọ Lagos. Okay, Okene wà ní Kogi State. Eshegoni, àwọn tó wà lórí YouTube, àwọn èèyàn tẹ́ bá mi dá sí mọ́, ó ti sún wọn. Àìtẹ̀ tí bẹ̀rẹ̀ tó ti sún wọn. Àwọn tó wà lórí TikTok nìkan ló respond. Ìlọrin, mo ti dárúkọ Ìlọrin. So we now understand what the city means. So Tabani Dundee. Now, kákọ̀ láìdíà, kí ni population wọn ní Dundee yẹn? Mo kàn fẹ́ wo kí ni population wọn ní city yẹn. The estimated population of Dundee, Scotland, was 150,390 as of June 30, 2023. This figure is based on the mean estimated from the National Record of Scotland, showing a slight increase. Slight increase. So, give and take is about 150,000. Kí ló wá mú ẹni tó wà nínú city yẹn tó ní advantage ju gbogbo city tá ti dárúkọ lọ ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá lẹ́ni? Because Dundee tá ń wò yìí, this represents an increase in 2022 of 3.4%. Dundee is a Scotland fourth largest city. Ìkẹrin 1, 2, 3, 4. Òun ni number 4 nínú gbogbo Scotland pátápátá tí ó tóbi jù. Ìkẹrin. I'm sure ní Kogi and a different city, but ó máa ní kan tó máa jẹ́ kìmí bí gbogbo a ṣe máa ń dárúkọ Lagos all the time. Now, looking at this, and I'm going now into Britannia.com. Let me quickly bring the screen. Find the one by so that earlier in continue share. About fearing him a to already Facebook or YouTube. Let's take you to the Dundee Timoni Okeogulano. Gbogbo en tí ẹni palẹ̀mọ́ sílẹ̀ àdọ́dọ̀ yín Ọbẹ̀lédùmarè á tún fún aláyè tí ó máa ṣe nígbà tásìkò mi bá tó. Mo kẹ́yìn tí ẹ wà lórí ìkànnì pẹ̀lú wa. Now, I want to give us this information so that you will be well equipped to defend Yoruba nation. Purpose in tí mo ṣe nísìnyí yẹn. So that tẹ́ bá jókòó pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn, mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́ wà grounded dáadáa pé city tí mo wà yìí, mo rí gbogbo tí ó jẹ́ ká rí. That means pé a ní right láti exit Nigeria kí ìlú mi lè yọ tó ń pè ní ilẹ̀ Oòduà tó máa wá ṣiṣẹ́ fún city tiẹ̀. Ìyẹn mi pé o lè travel kúrò ní city tiẹ̀ láti Ọ̀kẹ́nẹ́ ní Kogi state kó wáṣẹ́ lọ sí Ìlọrin. Ó wà náà àwọn ọmọ Dundee náà máa ń káàkiri within even Scotland to Wales or England. But the first thing is that ṣé Dundee yìí ṣé ìyà ń jẹ wọ́n, ṣé wọ́n ní gbogbo nǹkan? Wọ́n ní at least in each state from Yoruba land we have 2 cities. Ẹ ṣe gan ni fún knowledge yẹn because I don't know everything. Àwa náà à ń kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ ni la ṣe ń jókòó sí bíbá. Ibi àyọ̀ dẹ̀ ń ṣe ibi tó ti ń ṣeré. Ìyàn máa ń kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lórí platform tèmi ni because mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́ wà grounded so that àwọn tó ṣì ń ṣe pé báyìí tẹ́ bá jọ ń sọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ tí mo ti yó tí nǹkan tí wọ́n bá mọ tí yó ìṣọkúsọ ni a máa sọ níbi tẹ́ tí ń ṣe fàájì má dá Koiki lóhùn in tó fẹ́ jẹ ló wá ẹ̀nà òkè yẹ in tó fẹ́ jẹ ló wá lóòótọ́ but ṣé city wa ìṣó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ẹ kọ́kọ́ béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹni yẹn ṣé local government wa ìṣó ń ṣiṣẹ́ then tó o bá ṣiṣẹ́ ṣó likely pé ó máa ṣiṣẹ́ ní ọdún wo ní ìgbà wo torí àwọn tó ṣe ní 25 years láti run democracy Nigeria nísìn. I hope I'm right with that number. Láti 1999. Kí ló dé tí kò tí ṣiṣẹ́? Kí ló ń fa ìdíwọ́ ẹ̀? Mo ń bi olóyè lánàá, mo ní tálá máma mú kó wà accountable fún ìyà tó ń jẹ àwọn èèyàn wa ní local government. Ṣé chairman ni? Ṣé chairman yín wà funded enough láti execute project tó lè ṣe níwọ̀nba ti local government tó dẹ̀ máa gba support láti state? Ṣé state la máa mú? Kí ni responsibility state fún local? Ṣé state governor, deputy àtàwọn commissioners ṣé wọ́n mọ ìyà tó ń jẹ wá? Ṣé wọ́n ń gba resources tó tó látọwọ́ federal? Ṣáwọn náà ń lò látara state pé because state can borrow money. Many of your states are in debt. Wọ́n lè má sọ fún yín. Gbogbo state wa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ló ti jẹ gbèsè pátá.
wọ́n jẹ gbèsè yẹn a dẹ̀ rí evidence tí wọ́n fowó yẹn ṣe. Ẹ mọ̀ pé tó bá tẹ̀ jẹ́ pé wọ́n yáwó wọ́n fi ṣe kankan tá dẹ̀ rí àmójúkúrò ńbẹ̀ àbí àádẹ́mọ̀ pàwọ́ la jẹ gbèsè. Now, why do you have to pay for a debt tó mọ̀ kankan nípa ẹ̀? Because many of us like this, tá à ń ṣe pé àfẹ́ Yorùbá nation, we are all going to pay debt to our state and the federal. Bí Nàìjíríà ṣe wà yẹn, gbogbo gbèsè tí Nàìjíríà ń jẹ, ẹ má dẹ̀ jẹ́ kó parọ́ fún yín pé wọ́n ti san gbèsè kan tán, gbogbo yẹn irọ́ ni o. Ìjọba tó wà ní ọwọ́lọ́wọ́ ìjọba tó ń parọ́ gan ni o. So you got to be very careful. Media is a very powerful tool. Tẹ́ bá ti rí headline, Nigeria has paid off its debt. Be very careful, okay? Nigeria ní tó bá sọ pé ilẹ̀ ti ṣú, ilẹ̀ ṣẹ̀ mọ́ ni o. That is the country we found ourselves as people. But mo fẹ́ stick sórí Dundee yẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ̀ wo, a ti sọ pé city kan ní Scotland, òun ni number 4. Àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan wá fẹ́ jáde nísìn tí mo fẹ́ kẹ́ dìmú dáadáa. Bí wọ́n ṣe ń gbọ́ mi báyìí, máa fi ẹ̀mí state ẹ̀ bá a lọ. Máa wo state oní state. Èmi ń fi ẹ̀mí state tèmi bá a lọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí Ògùn state. Dundee, major industrial city. Ẹ gbọ́ bẹ̀ yẹn. Major industrial city. Kí ni wọ́n ń pè ní industrial? INDUSTRIAL. Àwọn ní spell ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn nílùú òyìnbó. A sọ pé India, November, Delta, Uniform, Sierra, Tango, Romeo, India, Alpha, Lima. Industrial. Kí ni meaning ẹ̀? Bí ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn máa fi ṣírò state ẹ̀ kó máa wò pé irú industry wo ló wà nínú state tèmi. Ṣé industry àwọn oníṣìná, àwọn tó ń gbé obìnrin aláṣẹ́wó, ṣé industry tó ń produce pants tá à ń rà àbí tí wọ́n lọ import wọ òkìrìkà, especially àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ àpá àwọn iṣẹ́ táwọn ọmọ Ìgbò, àwọn business táwọn ọmọ ọ̀pẹ nìyẹn. Ṣé òkìrìkà ló ń gbé wọ Ondo state, ló ń gbé wọ Kogi, ló ń gbé wọ Kwara tí wọ́n wá lọ ń rà, àbí àgbẹ̀ tó gbin cotton tó wá ti ní ìjọba tó máa sọ di pant, tó máa sọ di bra, tó máa sọ di aṣọ? You can ask yourself, ìlú tó wà yẹn gangan ní state yẹn ni kò máa fẹ̀mí bá lọ. Kí ni wọ́n ń pè ní industrial? Relating or characterized by industry. Tó bá ń gbọ́ industrial, láyé àwọn bàbá wo lọ́wọ́, a máa ń gbọ́ pé industry pọ̀. Mo ń sọ fún màmá tó bí mi nígbà tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́sàn-án, tá sọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa, kọ́lọ́n jẹ́ kó pẹ́ fún wa. Àwọn ẹ̀gẹ́ tí mo sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ lánàá, tí mo ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ lánàá, tá à ń fi ṣe program, ṣé a rántí pé bàbá wa legend Awólọ́wọ̀, ó dà pé ìlú Bó ni wọ́n náà ti ń ṣe ẹ̀gẹ́ yẹn. Ẹ rán mi létí èyí tí ẹ bá mọ̀ bẹ̀ dáadáa kalẹ̀, a ti fi ṣe program rí, tí wọ́n ní wọ́n ti ń ṣe gàrí. That means ìlú Bó náà ni mo gẹ́tẹ̀. Ṣóhun ní ṣá, níbi tí bàbá wa Awólọ́wọ̀ tó máa gba gbogbo cassava yẹn, wá fún àwọn àgbẹ̀ yẹn lówó, àwọn àgbà kúrò lọ́wọ́ wọn. Wọ́n wá sọ bẹ̀ yẹn di industry tí wọ́n ti ń ṣe gàrí. Kí ló dé tí àrírú ẹ̀ náà bẹ́ẹ̀ kó sì máa ṣẹlẹ̀ lénìí? Ṣé àwọn ìjọba tèmi wọn ní foresight ni? Àbí is a deliberate act to keep you in abject poverty? Dundee is a city of 150,000. But à ń gbọ́ lénìí pé wọ́n ní industry. Let's go back. Now, what I'm going to find out now after Tabati Sari Kale, irú àwọn industry wo ló wà níbẹ̀ náà? Ìwọ máa wá gba student visa. Tọ́lọ̀ bá rí orí gbà tó jẹ́ ti United Kingdom, alọ́kàwé ní Scotland. Ìwà wá lọ ṣiṣẹ́ part-time ní 16 hours láwọn industry tó ti need the services ẹ. Kí ló dé tó ṣe jẹ́ the same thing? Kó máa kàwé nílé, kó dẹ̀ máa ṣe part-time job ní industry, kó dẹ̀ máa rí owó. Dundee, major industrial city, Royal Burgh, and a seaport of eastern Scotland. Ó ṣò pé kò síbi tí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wà lénìí tí a lè create seaport, but à ń gbàdúrà nísìnyí fáwọn kan pé kí Dangote wá tí wá ṣe seaport fún wa ní Ogun State. Ṣé agenda Uthman Dan Fodio ti máa ṣẹlẹ̀ wa lórí báyìí? Ó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ wa lórí lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó bá mọ̀. They've taken away Lagos from us. You don't know, I'm telling you. Lagos is no longer in the hands of Yoruba people. What's the achieve agenda in Lagos State? Because we all slept in the hope that Dangote is providing industry for us. Kí ló dé tí kò ṣe ṣe rẹ̀ sí North? Wọ́n nílẹ̀ náà. Wọ́n lè wá bó ṣe máa divert omi sí North. Technology ti wà, wọ́n á map it out. Pé I need the quantity omi báyìí, wọ́n á dẹ̀ route tó yẹn máa fi débẹ̀. Kí ló dé tí Aliko Dangote ò lọ invest the project yẹn sí North? Ó ṣe jẹ́lẹ̀ Yorùbá. Èyí wá sọ fẹ́mi nísìn pé agenda Uthman Dan Fodio kò tí ì ṣe Lagos State. Wọ́n ti rí ti Lagos State ṣe already. It is too late. Lagos is already been invaded. It's no longer part of Yoruba land, but in a disguise. Because àwọn expect pé bí Uthman Dan Fodio ṣe sọ pé wọ́n máa dip Quran, pé ìjà ló máa gbé wá, ìjà yẹn ò tí kúrò níbẹ̀. But ìjà tó kọ́kọ́ gbé wọ́n ni pé wọ́n lo ète industry fi wọlé sí wa lára ní Lagos State. Gbogbo àwọn tó nílẹ̀ yẹn pátá ní gbogbo ibi tí Dangote ṣe project yẹn sí lost out because somebody sold it to Dangote. But ìlú kan wà ní Scotland tí a fẹ́ fi ṣe program yìí, Scotland, that is known as Dundee. 150,000, has its own seaport. It constitutes the council area of Dundee City in an historical county of Angus. That means this Dundee has a council that works for the people, that is accountable. Let's go further. The earliest mention of the town dates from the 12th of the early 13th century. Àti wà ní 21st century. But ilẹ̀ Oòduà, ilẹ̀ Káàárọ̀ Oòjíire náà ti exist as far back as 12th to 13th century. But for whatever reason, we lost that opportunity during slave trade, and most importantly, when Britain decided to cut out Yoruba people and join us with Nigeria in what is now known as the 1914 amalgamation. But the Scottish people still don't believe that they should be part of Scotland. Èèyàn kan wá jáde ní location kan on his own, just like I am doing it now on my own, but with the leadership in the front. Àwọn náà ní leader tí wọ́n. Let's go back to this young man called Gregory. Gregory wá fi gbogbo ọjọ́ ayé ẹ̀ ó fi ń promote bí ìran ẹ̀ ṣe máa bọ́ lọ́wọ́ Britain to have their own independent country. That is what Gregory is doing today. Òun ló jẹ́ káwa náà lè wá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Gregory, Ewan Gregory from Dundee. Ewan Gregory, like I said, on his X handle, made it known that he is a Scottish independent advocate. Kò jiyàn, kò fi bò, ó jáde tán, ó kọ síbẹ̀. He is a master in psychology, passionate about mental health and cultural identity. Please take note of some of these important words. I'll take that back again. Mark Gregory lives in Dundee, a city in Scotland, 4 in number. But I should spell the name. E-W-A-N, Mark, M-C-G-R-E-G-O-R, is Ewan Mark M-A-R-K, M-C Gregory, Ewan M-C Gregory. His job is to advocate. What is the meaning of the word advocate? Let's go quickly and find out, because this is a platform that wants you to understand. Yes, Mark Gregory, you're right. He's on Twitter. What is the meaning of the word? What is the meaning of the word? A person, OLAYOMI KOIKI, who publicly support Odua nation to become a country out of Nigeria, or recommend a particular course or policy. I am not going to recommend a policy of the APC because it failed. And that can take me quickly to our brother, Kayode Emola. In one of his articles that I read, I've not fully read it, but I saw the glimpse of it. And this is what Kayode Emola said in that article. Let me read it out quickly. Please share the program and invite others to do so. This is Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. When we talk about policy, it is the job and the responsibility of a government to put out policy that will make you as a citizen to flourish. So let's quickly look at this. Voice of Emancipation, TIN, T-I-N, another exercise in futility. Àwọn òyìnbó yẹn máa ń pọ̀ dáadáa, but àṣàlàyé. 14th of September 2025 by Kayode Emola, the deputy Baba Kitoye in Europe. The recent announcement by the federal government of Nigeria to link the tax identification number, TIN, T-I-N, tax identification number, to an individual's bank account effective from January 2026 is a misplaced priority. Why? This shows that the Nigerian government is not considering a more effective way to generate revenue for the economy, thereby improving the lives of ordinary people in Ìṣẹ̀yìn, Òkè Ògùn, tí mo rí lánàá. Èmi ò rò pé àwọn yẹn tẹ̀ mọ̀ kankan pé ní pé government kan wà. Only God knows the last time they saw a government in Òkè Ògùn. Only God knows. Rather, it set out schemes to marginalize the people who are already disenfranchised. In tó mean by disenfranchised ẹni pé àwọn èèyàn tó ti ń struggle on a daily basis. Mo wà ní Òkè Ògùn lánàá tí mo gbọ́ tí ọ̀kan ṣàlàyé pé 50 naira táwọn báńkì yọ yẹn, it might be 50 naira to you, multiply that by millions of people. Kí ló fi ń ṣe? The same bank, you will struggle to even take your money out. Nígbà míì. There is no way in the world where your tax identity is linked to your bank account, not even in the so-called developed countries. Do they ask you to produce your tax receipt or identity before you can operate a bank account? The government of Nigeria must adopt a global best practice when implementing policies to foster growth and development for the people rather than making their lives more difficult. Ṣé mọ̀ pé wà lára in tí mo sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé advocate, our advocate nísìn not for Nigeria but an advocate pé kí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá lè dé, ilẹ̀ Oòduà lè jáde, kí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì wa lè wá ṣiṣẹ́ ta fi ràn. Because you cannot send Nigerian government to do the job that you expect them to do. If otherwise, we could have seen changes. I am not bringing Tinubu alone to the discussion. I am talking about 25 years is more than enough for democracy to have given you the basic things of life. Maybe not everything, because people will say Rome was not built in one day. I agree. But by now, at least you should be enjoying the dividends of democracy. If you cannot enjoy the dividends of democracy in a Nigeria with a Yoruba president, this is another extra I'm adding to it. If you are not enjoying the dividends of democracy, kí ló ń pè ní dividends? Security, healthcare, policies that work for you, education, welfareism. If you cannot enjoy it when Tinubu is there, which we expect to enjoy anyway, not because he's a Yoruba man, but it can put a bit of influence to support the Southwest or general as Nigerians, but he would not be able to do it. You have not asked me why. Nigeria, as we know, was not designed to help the citizens. If otherwise, we could not have been one. Kò jẹ́ ká jẹ́ yọkan. Ìlú tí à ń pè ní Dundee, or city rather, kò ń ṣèlú, has its own independent parliament. Dundee, as we have told you, is a city in Scotland. And Ewan McGregor is still advocating for dissolution. I don't think you are hearing what I'm saying. Mo ń try láti sọ Òyìnbó, but mo ń ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ Yorùbá nínú ẹ̀. I don't think you understand what I'm explaining. This man doesn't have to advocate for a breakup, dissolution, because already he is enjoying the dividends of a government in his country, in Scotland. Benny, Ewan, that's exactly the name. Ewan McGregor, yes. He's enjoying everything. I know, because I know that as a Scottish citizen, òfin Scotland tó ń lò tó fi ń gbádùn ó yàtọ̀ sí ìtẹ́mi ń lò ní England as a citizen as well tó ń gbé ní England, or a resident, or whatever reason why I've decided to live in the UK my life in 28 years. Month ló máa pé 28 years tí mo ti gbé ní United Kingdom. So how much more ẹni tó wà ní Ọ̀kẹ́nẹ́ ní Kogi State tó ti ń ṣe jàǹbá tó pọ̀ ó lóun fẹ́ Yorùbá country? I mean, does it make sense? Does it add up? Why tó ṣe fẹ́ Yorùbá country? Okay, o like the word Yorùbá. Okay, why tó ṣe like Oòduà country? Then Dundee. Why? What is it that you hate about pé kí ìrun ẹ̀ kó dá dúró, kí a lè jọ jókòó? Kò kúkú ṣe mẹ́ẹ̀tẹ́, èmi lè má tẹ̀ ní reason láti wá sí Ọ̀kẹ́nẹ́ ní Kogi State. Èmi á máa deal pẹ̀lú councillor tèmi nígbà tá a bá ti gbalẹ̀ Oòduà tán ní Ogun State láti béèrè pé nígbà tí owó dé láti central government Yorùbá tó fún yín lówó, kí ló dé táwọn ọmọ mi tí ẹ ṣe ẹ̀tọ́ fún wọn débi pé ibi tó máa yàgbẹ́ sí ní toilet kò sí ní school? These are what we're going to be advocating for. Níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn kọ́lọ̀ túbọ̀ fún alẹ́ mi gúngùn. Ojú ayé yìí ló máa ṣe. Kọ́lọ̀ má mú gbogbo wa kó má pa wá. Yorùbá máa lọ. tábàtẹ̀ wá débẹ̀ náà tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì yẹn ò bá wá ṣe ta fẹ́, à á mọ̀ pé àwa ta wà níbẹ̀ à lè bí wọn because ẹ lè bí ìjọba Ṣèyí Mákindé 33 local government ní Ọ̀yọ́, kí ló dé tí Òkè Ògùn òṣìṣẹ́ fáwọn ọmọ Òkè Ògùn? Ṣé a lè pe Ṣèyí Mákindé pé kó wá ṣàlàyé fún wa tó máa dá mi lóhùn? Good evening and welcome. Ẹ má bínú pé mo dárúkọ, à ń record mi. Ṣé mo lè pe Olódó ní Kogi State pé kí ní dédé ń pa àwọn èèyàn ní Kogi tẹ̀ rí nǹkan kan ṣe sí? Ṣé mo lè pe ẹni tó wà ní Kwara, Abdul Fattah? Ṣé mo lè pe bàbá wa dancing senator Adeleke? But why is the Osun State not working? This is why we are advocating for dissolution, so that a need láti ṣe máa lọ Abuja láti lọ hold one responsible. You might say that, but Koiki kí ló dé tẹ́ hold one responsible sí nísìn? Because one might give a lot of excuses, and one of the excuses that we give is that wọ́n lè ní àwọn ní access sí enough revenue because federal government ò fún wọn ní opportunity láti lo state yẹn fi generate revenue. But when we have a Yoruba government in place, you will start seeing dividends of government in your life. You will start seeing the support because America is big. But ní state kankan, wọ́n ní full autonomy. Wọ́n ní òfin tí wọ́n tó fi operate. Òfin tó ń lò ní California ó yàtọ̀ sí New York. So it is now the responsibility. Let me give you an example quickly. Let's take a state in America. Let's use Florida. Florida. How much do they generate? Èló ni wọ́n generate in a year? Take a note of this. Florida total economic output, its gross state product, was approximately $1.7 trillion in 2024. These figures represent the total value of goods, ọjà, services. Services means that bó bá ti pe báńkì, owó tí mo send, owó yẹn ti há, kí ló dé tẹ́ fún mi lówó mi first bank, I send money, this money has hang, I don't have any more money, I don't have any more money. Wọ́n náà ti gbọ́, but ó di ọ̀sẹ̀ mẹ́rin kó tó dáwó yẹn padà. That is a poor service. There's always a glitch. It happens anywhere in the world. Owó mi tó wà nínú àkáǹtì mi ní UK nísìn, £1 ní, £2 ní, £3 ní. Mo wá send £1 yẹn sí ẹlòmíì. Kò rówó yẹn gbà. Dáwó mi padà. Mo wá pe bank pé hello, you are doing a service. No, àwọn ló ń ṣe service because àwọn làwọn náà fẹ́ ṣe bank. Ìwọ lùwọ́ gbówó síbẹ̀. That means that service is meant to. Ìkan náà staff wa lọ bá wọn jà ní NEPA office mọ́ni ọjọ́ ṣe sùúrù. Come. Ebi olówó ti máa fún ẹ tó bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ já o. You are not getting service in Nigeria and you are not likely to get it. Kò ń ṣe pé. Because Nigeria is not designed to give you services that works, and there are many services that you can think of. Akọ̀ǹdẹ̀yọ kan ni. Reason tí mo ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ services because ẹlòmíràn mọ̀ tán pè ní services. Let me give you another example. Ṣé mọ̀ pé bí ṣe ń rí gbogbo cassava yẹn lánàá tó bá yẹ pé a wà ní country tiwa, ó lè jẹ́ iṣẹ́ tèmi máa ṣe nìyẹn nínú oko yẹn. Iṣẹ́ mi pé màá set up Koikimedia logistics firm. Government máa mọ̀ nípa ẹ̀, government Yorùbá, torí màá register. Wọ́n wá bi mí pé irú kí ni mo fẹ́ máa ṣe? Màá ní mo fẹ́ máa fi mọ́tò lọ máa kó ẹ̀gẹ́ nínú abúlé jáde síta. Ìgbà yẹn kò ní jábúlé mọ́, abúlé náà ni, but abúlé tó máa níná, tó máa ní títì. Èmi á wá lọ áyà mọ́tò tó lè máa bá mi kó àwọn ẹrù yẹn jáde. Mo ti ń ṣe services nìyẹn. Tí ìwọ tó wá jẹ́ àgbẹ̀, ìwọ wá fún mi ní owó kí wá bẹ́ẹ̀ kó ẹ̀gẹ́. Mo wá ń sọ fún ẹ pé mo wá fún ẹ ní different excuses. Títí ò dá, ọ̀nà yẹn ò gbádùn. So I am just explaining what services is what makes a lot of money in the world. Some of you don't know why you are poor today because wọ́n fi jẹ́ kí ìran ìkó dìde. What I saw in Oyo State yesterday, we can generate on services nìkan ni mo sọ, kò sí pé nǹkan mi o. Oyo State yẹn nìkan, I generate $1.7 trillion yìí. Ẹni kọ́ dán wò kọ́ fún wa láyé ẹ̀. Kò ṣe mi o, èmi kọ́ ni máa ṣe, ẹ̀yin náà lájọ máa ṣe. Kọ́ fún wa ní control of Oyo State as Yoruba land to start with. Within 2 years, a máa beat Florida in terms of their economic output. Because we have what it takes to have the industry set up there and have the services ready to feed many African countries and around the world. But ṣebí tí kò sí airport ní òkè, èmi expect pé Òkè Ògùn fún rẹ̀ ó yẹ kó ní cargo airport, because gbogbo ilẹ̀ tó ń waste away yẹn is meant to be doing a job for you and me. The demands are there, but we are not giving the output. Kí ni output? Wọ́n gbin cassava lóòótọ́, ó jáde nínú oko, kò wá tètè débi tó yẹ kó dé, ó ń rọ́tì mọ́lẹ̀. Is a deliberate act. So, going back to what we saw, Florida. Like I said, all right, I picked up something else again, CNBC News. Let me show the screen quickly. Please share this program and invite others to do so. Yoruba Nation, Odua Nation, no retreat, no surrender. As we are looking into Scotland's First Minister has now drawn a clear line. Tabani what draw a clear line? Illa to clear. We want our politicians to draw a clear line, right? But can our current politicians in the Southwest draw a clear line? Níbo ni Yorùbá ń lọ? No, kò ń ṣe níbi tí Nàìjíríà ń lọ. No, we are in Nigeria, okay, we agree. But níbo ni Yorùbá ń lọ nínú Nigeria? Is it possible to have a clear line? Clear line, ká mú ruler, ká make sure go straight, clear line, very zigzag. A fẹ́ mọ̀ kó produce paper, white paper. I'm sure those of you that knows, you made a lot of money white paper. All the distributed within the next 6 months. Kó fún wa ní clear ibi tí gbogbo Yorùbá ń lọ nínú Nigeria. All our governors, kó sọ ibi tí Yorùbá ń lọ. Okay, fẹ́ ká wà nínú Nigeria. Okay, níbo ni Yorùbá gangan máa wà nínú Nigeria? Ẹ fún wa ní white paper. So that a lè mọ̀ bóyá ó worth ká ṣì wà nínú Nigeria or not. Your politicians are the reason why you are suffering in Yoruba land today. I'll come back to that. Let's go back to why Timon wo Florida. Because mo fẹ́ kúrò ní Florida, because Florida kò là ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀. But mo kàn fẹ́ sáré fún wa ní this quick update from Florida. Let's go back to what they called Universal's new epic Universal Park. So that means there's what they called Epic Universal Park. Mo fẹ́ lọ Google it, come for the first time. I don't know what it is. Okay, Motiri is like a theme park, be amusement park. To wà ní Èkó ní John Long. Ó ti yé yín nísìn. Okay? Universal is a theme park located in Orlando in Florida, United States. Kódà wọ́n ṣe ṣí ni. It opened this year, May 2025. Mo ń wò nísìn bye. Ó wá ní kankan tí mo rí tó wá sójú mi. Wọ́n ní this park lásán is set to generate $2 billion for Florida in 1 year. Why is it that after we explain all this, and today, our to be ta ló máa ṣe president, ta ló máa ṣe governor, ṣó lè work? Ṣé a ṣì máa ra ṣé ẹ fẹ́ fìyà jẹ wá báyìí, ata tó ń bọ̀ láti ilẹ̀ Haúsá, ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ láti kinní kan, òun lẹ̀ ń wò lórí screen ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí YouTube. Ìtọ́ṣẹ̀ sí ní ọdún yìí wọ́n ní ó máa generate $2 billion fún Florida. Ẹ rántí pé Florida is one state nínú America. Ó ń ṣe gbogbo America ni mo ń sọ yìí, state kan. You can see why you are poor, because àwọn òyìnbó yìí wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ẹ rí àṣeyọrí ṣe, kò ń ṣèpè. They want us to be where we are láti 111 years of the fake amalgamation. But ẹni tí ó jókòó sórí social media, òun ò pówó social media lẹ́yìn kó máa pa. Do you know that people in Florida, the citizens in Florida, àwọn ló máa gbádùn from the payment coming from one organization, one company tó ń pè ní Epic Universal Park. Òun lẹ̀ ń wò níwájú yìí. This is the kind of discussion that we tell you, explain to you in the language that you understand. But oh, my difficult nígbà tó bá yẹ. So let's go back, because mo fẹ́ close the first audio. Mo fẹ́ kó ju ó ti di 1 hour already. So mo fẹ́ close it very quickly, and we start the second audio. Now let's come back to Kafi Yesile. Let's quickly come back to arákùnrin tó ń jà tó fi di pé ọ̀rọ̀ Scotland la mú wá fún wa lénìí. Òun náà ni ẹni tí a sọ gbogbo ní Dundee. But kí ni nǹkan tó mú jáde gangan mú sí tí àìtí ìdébẹ̀ akọ̀ṣe lọ káàkiri bó ká padà sórí òun ká stick sínú ẹ̀ for a while. Now, all I'm seeing on this man's page is campaign for why Scotland must be free from the Union of the United Kingdom. On 5th of August, he posted, "We are told we are too poor to be independent by the same system that drained 400 billion pounds in the North Sea oil since 1975. Every retweet exposes this colonial math." Now, English ò ń ṣe language wa, so gbogbo tí mo sọ yẹn ẹ má worry, má ṣàlàyé níwọ̀nba tí ó yé ọpọlọ mi. Ó ní láti 1975 ní Britain táwọn jọ wà nú ẹ̀ tó ń pè láwọn English, wọ́n ń gún epo mu, wọ́n di ó yé yín láti 1975. Ó ní wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ pé we are too poor. Bí ìwọ náà ṣe máa ń ronú bẹ́ẹ̀ pé àlùbọ́sà tó ń bọ̀ láti Koiki má dá wà lálẹ́ o, àlùbọ́sà ṣé gbogbo ilẹ̀ tí mo rí ní Ọ̀yọ́ state yẹn kò ṣeé gbin àlùbọ́sà ni? Gbogbo atata fẹ́ jẹ, ṣé a lè fi kátẹ̀ sọ pé gbogbo Ọ̀yọ́ nìkan la fẹ́ máa fi ṣe nǹkan àgbẹ̀ kó máa feed wa? Ṣé kò possible ni? Ṣé kò possible ni? Ó possible. But because you have been brainwashed that our exit out of Nigeria will create a food crisis, and that is one of the many lies that Nigeria has told you. But if somebody in Scotland, in Dundee precisely, is now telling their people that we are told we are poor to be independent, pé wọ́n sọ pé àwọn ò ní nǹkan, but yet láti 1975 wọ́n drain epo tó ti worth 400 billion, not million, 400 billion in the North Sea, just like bí wọ́n ṣe ń lo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, drain it, and myself and you remain in abject poverty. Ẹ jẹ́ fún mi ní 1 minute. In abject poverty. abject poverty we are in. Now, let's go to the next one. The next one was posted on the 13th of September with nearly 1 million new votes since 2014. Now, what happened in 2014? Scotland was given the privilege for a referendum to decide their fate. Do you want to be part of the UK? It's not more than yes or no. But eventually, many people agree that they wanted to be part of the UK. And that means that referendum failed the people that wanted exit. Now, let's bring it back to the context of we that we are campaigning today. Is it possible that whether it will fail or not, that we should have a referendum to decide whether we want to remain in one Nigeria? Whether it will fail or not. Is it possible pé kó fún wa ní option kan láti béèrè lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń bẹ láti Kwara títí dé Èkó ṣàṣìfẹ́ wà nínú Nàìjíríà àbá àsímọ́? Don't come and tell me I'm not talking about restructure now. A full exit prepared by the government and allow us to campaign. Bóyá 6 months ló máa fún wa ní, bóyá 3 months ló máa fún wa ní. We would then go into, because this is what they did in Scotland. Kò ṣe ìtàmà ní ẹ fún yín ní referendum, but a lè lọ campaign láti ṣàlàyé fáwọn èèyàn wa. We will be giving access to the mainstream media. We will be giving access to the radio, because that was what was done in Scotland in 2014 prior to their campaign for an exit. They had billboard, they were campaigning all over, but that referendum failed in 2014. I don't know why it failed. I do know, but let's assume that I don't know. Gregory once sọ nísìn pé after 2014, how many years after that? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 11 years after, only Toba B, let me not use that word. Let me just go with the normal way, presentation. With nearly 1 million new votes since 2014, Scotland's political landscape has shifted. Denying a referendum denies their voice. What this man is telling us now is that, yes, I failed in 2014. Oh, yes, there's always a failure in something. But kò mí pé èèyàn ò lè padà sí round table. Olóyè ò ṣe Yorùbá. Èèyàn kan tẹ̀ send message kan sí round table pé wọ́n ní ìbáwọn ti sọ fún yín ìyẹn àwọn wèrè àtàsínwín tọ́nà àwọn ti gba country. Wọ́n wò mí báyìí fake account kan lò. Bí àwọn ti sọ fún yín olóyè tó ń lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn ọba kò ṣe Yorùbá nation mọ́. It's because most people do not know what is the next move. And in life, don't let people know your next move. Yes. Because about your next move, why likely láti ṣe jàmbá síbẹ̀. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn orí adé láti ìlú Ìsẹ́yìn, láti Òkèhò, láti Ayétòrò, gbogbo ibi tí a dé lánàá. Mo kí bàbá wa His Royal Majesty Ọba Sefiu Ọláwálé Oyèbọ́lá Adéyẹrí 3 Ajiro 221 akíyín kábíyèsí kọbẹ Elédùmarè kó jẹ́ ká rí yín pẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí gbogbo àwọn ọba wa tó kù náà. I hope the message is clearing to you. Scotland failed 11 years ago. Bọ̀wọ̀ dẹ̀yìn kúrò pé káwọn má kúrò nínú UK. Àwọn ò tí gba referendum option, and we have only been 5 years in the movement. Lóòótọ́ àwọn kan ti ń campaign for an exit prior before us, but gbọ́ wọn dé bá ṣe ń gbọ́ nísìn. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó lead the movement yìí tó jẹ́ àwọn leadership. So the difference is clear. Why then are you thinking that the movement failed? the movement has collapsed. When Scotland, that was even given a referendum in 2014, are now coming back after 11 years and saying, we have been able to gain 1 million extra people to believe tẹ́lẹ̀ pé kò jẹ́ káwọn wà ní exit tó fi wà nínú UK. Àwọn yẹn ti change mind wọn nísìnyí pé no, àṣẹ UK mọ́. Bóyá wọ́n mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀, bóyá àlàyé òye wọn tẹ́lẹ̀, now àlàyé ti yé wọn. That is the same thing in Yoruba land today. We are still gaining more people that believe that time is now here for us to exit. Arákùnrin wa tún wá sàn kankan pé denying a referendum denies their voice. Denying a Yoruba nation is denying our voice. Because voice yóò ní tán a máa béèrè ẹ̀tọ́ wa. Let's go further. Èyí tí mo wá rí gangan that leads to the discussion this afternoon, òun lélẹ̀, ó posted ní àná, September 13. Only Scotland First Minister draws a clear line. If SNP wins in 2026, which is next year, Westminster must respect the mandate for a referendum. As simple as that. Mashallah, you don't mean by that. But let's first read the article I was able to pick up from the BBC about that particular Oroti Prime Minister. The First Minister. Ẹni tó jẹ́ Minister Scotland. Àwọn ní Minister tí wọ́n. This is what he said. Let's quickly read it together. Please share this program and let us continue the advocate for a Yoruba country to the exit of one Nigeria as quickly as possible. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI, and this is Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorsteps. 14th of September 2025 at exactly 1900 hours. So let's quickly. Sweeney set out latest plan for an independent referendum. My question now is, can we get a clear line from the current Yoruba politicians on whether we still want to remain in one Nigeria or not? Will they be ready to do so? Or they are not bothered? They are not interested. They are more concerned about who wins 2027 in their state, from the federal to the senator to the councillorship, that failed Yoruba people in the last 25 years. It has not worked for us. So let's read this quickly, and then we can close the first section of the audio. First Minister John Sweeney just returned back from Donald Trump last week, has urged the United Kingdom government to agree to a referendum on Scottish independence. If the SNP wins, SNP is like a political party in Scotland. And it will lead the party in one way to win the election 2026. Clear plan ni pé UK gbọ́dọ̀ jókòó pẹ̀lú àwọn lórí ọ̀rọ̀ báwọn ṣe fẹ́ gba referendum àwọn. Bí àwọn ọmọ ìlú ṣì fẹ́ ṣe pẹ̀lú UK or not. Remember they failed 11 years ago in 2014, but jẹ́ kó sú wọn. Ìwọ kò bẹ̀rẹ̀ Yoruba nation within 5 years. You're already tired. I understand. It could be frustrating. It could be daunting. Mo tẹ̀ gbọ́ táwọn kan máa ní tó bá san salary fún àwọn onídìde, àwọn oníṣẹ́ anything. It's okay. Máa sùn máa jí kò ṣe dandan. Don't become a nuisance in a WhatsApp group. Tó bá ti swear, disconnect. Look, the world is a big place. Find something that you love and take that to seal ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation tó ti gbé sára tó ṣiṣẹ́ fún wọn. O ti náwó, okay, it's part of life. Tó bá fi ipò òfin normal, it's okay. But don't discourage somebody else. Torí pé o ti sú ọ. Ìwọ ló sú kò sú àwa. Ó lè sú ọ. But Scotland to lose the election referendum tó lè fún wọn opportunity láti dá dúró ní 2014 wọ́n tún padà wá ní 11 years after pé sẹ́ àwọn kàkà kó rẹ odò àwọn ṣe ló tún ṣe kí ni ó ń tóbi sí ni. Ọmọ Yorùbá tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ Yorùbá nation ní 2019 bá mi sọ Yorùbá nation mọ́, it's okay, it's understandable. Ó ti pọ̀jù fẹ́yìn, ara tó yìnbó fi kó wa lómi ọbẹ̀ náà nìyẹn. Torí báwa kan bá ń tẹ̀ ẹ̀yìn kan ló ti só, ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe sùúrù. And that's exactly why we are where we are today. Tí Dangote fi gba Lagos State mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́. You think you own Lagos State? You don't own Lagos State anymore. Agenda kan lára agenda àwọn tí wọ́n ti fulfill ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú Dangote, Aliko Dangote ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Aliko Dangote yẹn náà ni. They fulfill one of the first agenda. Project yẹn yẹ kó lọ ṣe ní north ni, kò ní reason láti ṣe ní south west. Kò ṣáà sí crude oil ní Èkó àbí crude oil wà lÉkòó. I'm talking about enough to feed Dangote refinery. Do you think that there's enough crude oil in Lagos State? Ìjẹ́ yìí mọ̀ pé the same refinery yẹn ó sì máa wá epo nínú Nàìjíríà láti ilẹ̀ Igbo tó máa fi pipe gbé wọnú refinery ẹ̀. Ambọ̀sibọ́sí ohun àti Nigerian government sì ní kàńtà lọ́wọ́, ó wá export ẹ̀. Kí ló kúkú lọ ṣe sí north kó dẹ̀ máa export ẹ̀ wọnú north? You know why? Ta ló lè sọ reason tí Dangote refinery ṣe wà lÉkòó? Mo fẹ́ wò bí àwọn èèyàn láì díẹ̀. This is now engagement. Thank you so much. Quickly. Why do you think that the major reason Dangote implemented that refinery project in Lagos State? Just one reason. No, but one reason. Kí ni one reason? It's just one reason. Nobody knows? Because of land grabbing. Okay. Ó ti gbalẹ̀ already. Ó ti rí lẹ́yìn ẹgbàá, but it's not because of the land grabbing. Who else can try? There's no failure in trying. Nobody's engaging. That is your prayer section. I know how you all engage when people are praying. Ẹlòmíì á máa type by. But if engagement, I'll just tell you it's because of the water. You've lost your water way to Dangote already. Dangote controls the Lagos water today because we failed to understand the game. Who owns the water owns the land. Torí omi ni. Níbo ni bàbá wọ́n sọ pé wọ́n máa dípò Quran sí? I'm asking now. Mo ti fún Ilansa Dangote. But níbo ni Uthman Dan Fodio bàbá wọn tó kú? Níbo ló sọ pé wọ́n máa dípò Quran yẹn sí? Atlantic Ocean. Níbo ni distance ibi tí Dangote refinery wà? Ṣó súnmọ́ Atlantic Ocean àbí kò súnmọ́? Do you now see why Lagos is gone? We can still secure it with a exit out of Nigeria, and we decide how the government, the future Yoruba government policy works with Dangote. But if we remain in one Nigeria, we have lost Lagos State completely. I pray Ogun State doesn't allow Dangote port as well. Odimeji. And these are two powerful, not too powerful because Bubule Yoruba are powerful, but we know what it means. Ogba Lagos, Otufegba Ogun State. We have given Dangote too much power in the southwest of Nigeria. So let's go back quickly to the BBC. I won't go further more than explaining that the first minister of Scotland says, and I quote, is urging the UK government, ó sọ fún wọn kò ń ṣe tìjà. Àmbá President Bola Tinubu sọ̀rọ̀ kò ń ṣe tìjà. A lè gbóhùn sókè ká gbóhùn, nature tàwa nìyẹn, bọ́lọ̀ ń ṣe dá wa nìyẹn, kò ń ṣe tìjà. Don't be stupid. Má fi sympathy politician kò fi neglect the future ilẹ̀ Oòduà. Mo ní kó má nífẹ̀ẹ́ olóṣèlú ẹ̀, but má fi ìyẹn fi ṣe lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Oòduà land, because gbogbo wa ni a mọ̀ the importance of land, the importance of water. But the First Minister in Scotland, ó ti ń sọ sílẹ̀ pé tó bá di 2026, which is next year, wọ́n máa ṣe election, táwọn bá ti lè wọlé padà, UK gbọ́dọ̀ báwọn jókòó lórí ọ̀rọ̀ bí àwọn sì fẹ́ wà nínú ìlú kọ́ àbáwọn sí together. But the Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, predicted that the SNP would not win a majority and accused Sweeney of distraction politics. Òyìnbó lòun, Keir Starmer, English ni. Game tí àwọn tó lóṣèlú tí náà bá yín gbá nísìnyí yẹn. Ẹ má dá wọn lóhùn. Yorùbá ní sọ̀rọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀. Tàti fẹ́ election. Tí a bá wọlé nísìn, gbogbo ẹ̀ máa dán mọ́rán. Àti gbogbo yẹn tẹ́lẹ̀ rí o. Ẹ̀yin ò ṣe ní kọ́ fáwa náà ní option. Kọ́ gbé sórí table. Bóyá a sì fẹ́ jọ ṣe àbá àjọ ṣe. Option yẹn ni wọ́n ń sá fún nísìn. They are running away from that option. So, nígbà tí Scotland sọ̀rọ̀, tí England sọ pé distraction ni, and you know how many distraction goes in the Yoruba nation cause. Many distraction. Àti tó kàn wá, àti tó kàn wá ní gbogbo àndá sí is more of a distraction. The real cause is not yet concluded. It's a country now. So kí la wá get distracted when the reason why we are sitting down, campaigning, advocating, òun náà ni ọmọ Dundee ṣe tó fi post lánàá pé Scotland First Minister ti draw line. Àwa wá béèrè náà pé ṣáwọn Yorùbá, àwọn politician ní South West, ṣé wọ́n lè draw line ká mọ bí tá à ń lọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá nínú Nàìjíríà? Ṣé wọ́n lè bá wa draw line yẹn? I'm sure you know that is not going to be possible. The question now is, why are we wasting everything in Nigeria? And that is the first audio. Koikimedia bringing the work closer to your doorstep. Now, let's come back to the conclusion. 2 hours, we leave this platform, and that's it. Easy, no, okay, no joke with 2 hours. Our time is not 2 hours. But in tó ṣe pàtàkì ńbẹ̀ ni pé ìlú kan wà tó ń pè ní Scotland. Wọ́n ní àwọn ò fi ṣe mọ́ pẹ̀lú UK. Wọ́n wá fi politician tí wọ́n fi ń gbáradì sílẹ̀ fún 2026, which is next year. Àwa ò ní politician to accept, to agree pẹ̀lú course wa. But ṣé wọ́n lè draw line láti sọ bí tí Yorùbá ń lọ nínú Nàìjíríà? Ìyẹn la fẹ́ mọ̀, ṣó possible? Kọ́kọ́ bá wa draw line. What I mean by that is making a white paper. White paper mean kọ́kọ́ nǹkan síta. Kọ́ wá present ẹ̀ fún gbogbo wa pé ẹ má dá wọn Ìgbòho lóhùn àti bàbá Akíntóyè, wọ́n dá gbogbo in tí Nàìjíríà máa ṣe fún Yorùbá lélẹ́yìí within the next 30 years, 50 years, kọ́ design it fún wa. Kọ́ dẹ̀ spread it out káàkiri. Kó wá dérú ọwọ́ tiwa, káwa wá wò ó. Bóyá lótìtọ́ ni kìíní ẹ̀ fi work. You can see why they will put a lot of distraction in the movement. Because wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ ká ronú. They will bring things that is irrelevant. And a lot of people run with that. But the purpose of sitting here is to advocate, just like the Scottish people are doing. That's exactly what I've been doing. mo ní kẹ́ lọ pààyàn àbí mo ní kẹ́ pààyàn àbá ní ká dàlúrú náà. I advocate. My utterances might not be comfortable with you, but we are advocating for the same thing that Scotland is doing. In tó ń béèrè fún lèmi náà ń béèrè fún. Now, kí ló dé tí Scotland ò fi ṣe mọ́ nínú UK? Ṣé wọ́n ń jà ni? Ṣé wọ́n ń bínú síra wọn ni? Mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Aziz for the super chat. Maybe if you have what you can add to the conversation, I can allow maybe one or two. I've opened the phone line. Moki Mugumuinisi, we're not recording anymore. Moki Bomi Tokyo 778. Moki Awa, Moki Babawa, Moki Aburomi. I have delivered my presentation. Maybe you might want to have one or two questions that you want to add to it as well. This is where you can come in and add it. Majulinki stream yes in a platform now. You click on it, it brings you in. I can also allow those of you on TikTok, maybe one or two. Program. Do you understand what I've said? Show you what. Share any understanding it. Let me summarize it quickly. Scotland ní tó bá the next year ìjọba UK tó ń pè ní Kistama, because ọdún Kistama kò tí pé party lè yọ as a party leader kọfẹ lómi sí, but Labour Party will still be in government up to next year. So whoever is in power, àwọn ará Scotland ní àwọn sọ fún wọn sílẹ̀ bí tó bá di 2026 wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa referendum bí àwọn sì fi ṣe pẹ̀lú UK àbáwọn ṣe mọ́. Ṣé ìtawà náà ń béèrè fún ṣó ti pọ̀ jù ni? Mo kí bàbá wa Nurudeen, mo kí ẹ ìtùnú báwo ni grandma ń kọ́, àdúrà wa gbà àdìṣe lásán. Mo kí bàbá wa Yuba, mo kí bàbá wa Sulaiman Yusuf, Abiodun Monday, mo kí bàbá wa Kirin Adébáyọ̀, Alani Jamiu, mo kí ẹ jẹ́ ká rántí pé Scotland as of today has enough to feed their people, but what she was disengaged with the union. Lóòótọ́ union here came together somewhere, I think 1700. What give one the opportunity because what ẹ máa lọ now? Ẹ ṣe mọ́ ẹ máa lọ. Wọ́n fún wọn option in 2014 ó fail. 11 years after, wọ́n tún jáde pé sẹ́ kàkà kó rí àwọn to gain more people sí. Wọ́n wá ń prepare UK sílẹ̀. UK máa fún wọn ní referendum kò ní fún wọn, I don't know yet. But there is a pressure already on the table. Why is our own going to be different? We would not have the same kind of diplomacy as the UK and Scotland, because developing country lawa develop làwọn. Àwọn mọ̀ pé bó ṣe ń sọ ìlú ṣe máa lọ. Bó ṣe báwa náà ṣe ń sọ iná ló ṣe máa lọ. I'm sure you know the answer to that. Kí ni mo mean by that? Bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń bá government sọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń béèrè request wa, you know, I'm sure you know the answer without me expatiating on it. But tá a bá tẹ̀ wá tẹ̀ ṣe lè tá à ń ṣe rárá, takọ̀ jókòó pé dá bóyá adé kò ní dé. Regardless of who is in government. Government go, government come. Òun lọ̀rọ̀ government. Conservative was in power for a very long time. Labour gbà lọ́wọ́ wọn. And to complete, mo ní máa sọ̀rọ̀ díẹ̀ nípa what happened in London yesterday. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ní London lánàá? There was a massive protest. Kí ni wọ́n protest fún? Àwọn wo ló wà ní behind this protest? Kí ni ìdí tó ṣe ń protest? Let's quickly look at it within the little time that she need, because I still want to stick to 2 hours and I have 20 minutes. Let's look at it together. Do not get tired yet. Do not get frustrated. They want to do that because one more way, demand stand very fún on súnmọ́ bí kan. Ó ń bẹ̀rù, ó ń bà wọ́n náà lẹ́rù. Ẹ̀rù yẹn nísìn, òun ni wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ kó yọ lára yín. Because many people are now clear, we gotta go. While some are not yet clear, bí láyé ṣe wà nìyẹn, àwọn kan máa gbà, àwọn kan ò ní gbà, àwọn kan máa ní ká lọ, àwọn kan máa ní ká má lọ. Àbá sọ̀rọ̀ Fúlàní terrorists látẹ̀ní dọ̀la kò ní stop because we are not in control of the borders. Àbá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa economic policy kò ní ṣiṣẹ́ because the policy is designed not to work. So let's see what happened in London. If you look at the screen, anytime we are on YouTube or Facebook, you can see this is not AI. This is the helicopter view látòkè. Àwọn tó ṣe campaign yìí estimated that 1 million people were out yesterday. Ẹ mọ̀ kí mo sọ fún pé kẹ́ má jáde lánàá. Fáwọn tó bá gbọ́ ó bẹ́tà kó wà nílé ẹ̀ kó máa sùn. Tó bá wá dé ní kó lọ ṣe tó bá fẹ́ ṣe. I hope some of you now see the reason why. 1 million people. Only some policemen were injured lánàá. Àwọn tó wà ní London àbáwọn tó wo news yẹn náà. Intẹ́ ń wò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yẹn tẹ́ wà lórí YouTube àti Facebook kò ń ṣe AI o. Because AI ti pọ̀ níta nísìnyí tó fi ń generate ṣàbòyè mú kí gentle soul. And those of you that are watching me on the X, massive protests in the UK. 1 million people came out raising the Union flag. This was put together by one person, one Tony Robinson. I am not advocating or campaigning for him, but they are asking for something and they are waking up their people to prepare for something. How soon, I don't know. But they are sending a clear message to their government that enough is enough. Let me show you the video and just mute the audio in case there's an audio with it. Sound helicopter lengboye. Anytime we lórí YouTube, you can see the view. Ilé òṣèlè rí lájọ́ tí mi ti dé London. Even the Black Lives Matter, I never saw this kind of crowd. Am I worried as a Yoruba man living in the UK with my children, my wife, my family, my network? Yes, I am worried. Do I still want to make pound sterling? I don't think so. With this kind of crowd being pushed to our face. But I have option in my land, but my land is no longer in our control. That is the crowd. That is the kini táwọn èèyàn máa ń gùn yẹn. Ẹ wo view yẹn. Ẹlòmíì ò ní déwájú ibi tó wà yẹn ló kọ́ máa wà tó máa fi parí event yẹn. 1 million people came out and showed the UK government who can give us this kind of crowd in Yoruba land today. Ta lẹni tó lè gbèrú crowd báyìí jáde and demand what we want. 1/1 million, because the talk of show was show on other gbèríko tí gbogbo ẹ̀ há ta ló lè fún àwa náà nírú crowd báyìí ní ilẹ̀ Oòduà? Ta lẹ̀yin rò pé ó lè fún wa nírú crowd yẹn? Ẹ ṣé bàbá wa Gbàdàmọ́sí, wọ́n ní kó share and like. Ta ló lè pull this kind of crowd today? You don't know. Hey, money, no. I'm not talking about the UK now. I'm talking in Yoruba land, Southwest Nigeria. It shows the power of the people. They are just preparing their government for something. I don't know what they're preparing their government for, because I am not campaigning for them. But there is a clear message coming somewhere very soon. Mukiba Kendi Salami, they are sending a powerful message to their government that Ali pe àwọn èèyàn wa jáde kó jáde o. Wọ́n mú bọ̀ dání lánàá, but wọ́n raise union flag wọn, wọ́n wave it. I'm talking about the British flag. I'm not putting the union flag. One wave it by, one jù lọ báyìí, one jù padà báyìí. Láàrin ibẹ̀ wọ́n arrest àwọn kan bí àwọn yẹn wà a little bit ahead. Kò síbi tí kò sọmọ ta. Kò síbi tí kò sí wèrè. Ẹlòmíì ó lè má ṣe wèrè rí, ó lè jẹ́ gbà tó dénú crowd yẹn ni wèrè gùn. Nobody wants violence. But there was violence yesterday in some of the video clips I saw. This is a country that we are told has the longest democracy. Ìlú tó ní democracy. The only person that can pull this crowd from àwọn tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ síta nínú comment section. Bàbá wa Kẹ́hìndé Sàlámì ní Olóyè Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho Òòṣà, owó bàbá dámì ni o. Wọ́n ní 110 people, àwọn freelance journalists mi tó wà ní London, wọ́n fún mi ní update. Tòrò àwa wà lókè ògùn lánàá. So mo ṣe monitor tó lọ ní London lánàá ni. Mo sọ fún yín pé London was jammed yesterday. Bí lè ṣe ń lọ, football náà tún lọ. 7 Premier League was played in London yesterday. And there was also another festival. Bàbá wa Adéwálé náà support Bàbá wa Kẹ́hìndé Sàlámì. Wọ́n ní Ìgbòho Òòṣà will pull out this kind of crowd. Bàbá wa Yakubu náà fi òǹtẹ̀ sí. Wọ́n ní Ìgbòho Òòṣà ló lè pull this kind of crowd nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, nílẹ̀ Oòduà. Mo kí bàbá wa Ọláwọlé Stephen. Kúnlé Fọ̀rẹ́ mo kí yín. Daniel Adéyẹmí mo cite yín. Prince Adébáyọ̀ Ṣítù wọ́n ní Ìgbòho Òòṣà nìkan ló lè jí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. And this I am not here to sell religion to you. You might listen and just say, I disagree. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn staff wa títí kan driver ká tó lọ ní 5 minutes. Màá tó rọ̀ yín lọ́wọ́, màá bẹ̀ yín kẹ́ support wa because the work is not done yet. Let's listen to this. Mo kí gbogbo èyí tí ẹ ràn iléeṣẹ́ yìí lọ́wọ́. Ọlọ́run ní túnú àṣírí tẹ̀yin náà. Àṣírí wa máa bò ní kò ní tú láéláé. Let's listen to this.
Ọlọ́run tó lo gbogbo níkàwọ́. Ọmọ Yorùbá, ọmọ Odùduwà. Olúwa ní pé kẹ́ má jalè. Ọlọ́run ní kẹ́ má jalè. Ẹ̀mí ọ̀run sọ fún yín wípé mọ oore tí òun ṣe fún yín. ẹ ò mọ oore tí òun ṣe fún yín nínú ìran yín o. Olúwa ní ẹ ò mọ oore tí òun ṣe fún yín nínú ìran yín. Òun gbé Sunday Igboho dìde fún yín láti lè gbà yín kúrò nínú oko ẹrú àwọn Fúlàní. Ìmọ̀ Fúlàní tí wọ́n ní lórí yín ẹ mọ̀. Ìmọ̀ wọn ga jọjọ, ìmọ̀ Fúlàní ga jọjọ láti ṣe ẹ̀yin Yorùbá ní ibi. Bẹ̀tẹ̀ Olúwa ti wá rí inú wọn, Olúwa wá gbé Sunday Igboho gbé dìde. Ẹ má dalẹ̀ arákùnrin náà. Ẹ má ṣe ìlara Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ. Ẹ má ṣe ìlara. Ẹ fi ọwọ́ lu ọwọ́, ẹ bá ṣiṣẹ́. Ẹ fi ikùn lukùn, ẹ bá ṣiṣẹ́. Ẹ má gbàbọ̀dè fún. Ẹ má gbàbọ̀dè fún. Nítorí èmi Olúwa Ọlọ́run alààyè, mo dúró tì í, mo dúró tì í, mo dúró tì í. Kò lè ṣubú nítorí pé èmi Ọlọ́run bẹ ní ẹ̀yìn. Èmi Ọlọ́run aṣẹ̀dá, èmi Ọlọ́run adẹ́dá, mo ń bẹ ní ẹ̀yìn rẹ̀. Mo fi arákùnrin náà, mo fi ta ẹ̀yin ìran yín, mo fi ta yín lọ́rẹ. Ẹ mọ iyì ẹ̀, ẹ mọ iyì ẹ̀, ẹ mọ iyì ẹ̀. Ẹ mọ iyì ẹ̀ o, ẹ mọ iyì ẹ̀. Nítorí pé èmi ni Ọlọ́run arínúlóde olùmọ̀ràn kan. Èmi mọ èrò inú àwọn Fúlàní, èmi mọ̀ sí yín. Mo mọ èrò inú àwọn Fúlàní, mo mọ̀ sí yín. Èrò wọn ò dáa, èrò wọn ò dá sí yín. Mo tún gbé ènìyàn dìde fún yín láti lè gbà yín nínú ìdè àwọn Fúlàní. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá kan, ẹ̀ ń ṣe ọ̀tẹ̀. Ẹ̀ ń ṣe ọ̀tẹ̀. Èmi ni Ọlọ́run alágbára. Ọ̀tẹ̀ yín ò lè débi kankan. Ọ̀tẹ̀ yín ò lè borí Sunday. Kò sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe lágbára tó. Èmi Ọlọ́run alààyè. Èmi Ọlọ́run tó dáyé. Èmi Ọlọ́run tó dá ọ̀run. Èmi ni mò ń bẹ lẹ́yìn Sunday o. Kò sí ohun tẹ́ ẹ lè ṣe o. Ẹni tọ́lọ́run bá ń ṣe títí rẹ̀, kò sí ẹ̀dá kan tó lè borí ẹ o. Èyí ni ohùn Olúwa Ọlọ́run alààyè. Ẹ gbọ́ mi, ẹ gbọ́ mi, ẹ fi ọwọ́ sowọ́pọ̀ kí ogun Fúlàní tó má bàa kó ìmọ̀ yín. Ẹ fi ọwọ́ sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ kí ogun Fúlàní tó má bàa kó yín. Kí ogun Fúlàní tó má bàa kó yín. Mo gbé arákùnrin náà dìde fún yín, fún ìran yín, láti lè jẹ́ kí ogun Fúlàní kó má bàa jà yín. Láti lè jẹ́ kí ẹ bọ́ nínú oko ajínigbé. Láti lè jẹ́ kí ẹ bọ́ nínú ìyàn. Nítorí wọ́n fẹ́ kí ìyàn oúnjẹ kó mú yín. Kẹ má lè lọ sóko, kẹ má lè lọ sódò. Òun ni èrò Fúlàní sí yín. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ ènìyàn, ẹ̀yin ọmọ ènìyàn, ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá, ẹ má dalẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Oòduà, ẹ má dalẹ̀. Ẹ má dalẹ̀ Sunday. Ẹ má dalẹ̀ Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ. Èmi Ọlọ́run alààyè, èmi ni mo gbé dìde fún yín láti lè gbà yín nínú oko ẹrú, nínú oko Fúlàní, nínú wàhálà Fúlàní. Gbogbo ohun tí Sunday ń ṣe, kò ṣe ní títorí ara ẹ̀, kò ṣe ní títorí títa rẹ̀. Kò dẹ̀ ṣe pé ìfẹ́ ara rẹ̀ ló ní tó fi ṣe. Bí ò ṣe èmi Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè tí mo wọnú ẹ̀, tí mo wọnú ẹ̀, tí mo ní kó máa báṣẹ́ lọ, ó sì ń báṣẹ́ lọ. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá wá dìde, tẹ́ bá wá gbìmọ̀, tẹ́ ń ṣọ̀tẹ̀, òun ló máa borí yín o. Òun ló máa borí yín o. Nítorí pé ìran Ọlọ́run alààyè, èmi ni mò ń bẹ lẹ́yìn rẹ̀. Èmi ni mò ń bẹ lẹ́yìn rẹ̀. Àlàáfíà ni fún yín. Àlàáfíà ni fún yín. Ẹni tó bá létí kó gbọ́ ohun tí ìjọ ń sọ. Ẹni tó bá létí kó gbọ́ ohun tí ẹni mọ́ ń sọ. Àlàáfíà ni fún yín.
You don't have to believe. Ẹ kálẹ́, grandma, ìyàwó Cole. Bí a ṣe fẹ́ máa parí ètò náà torí bí ṣe sọ ó kù just 5 minutes. Mo kí brother mi Tokyo 778. We only have one person, which is Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tí Alake, mo kí I struggle all the time to see the comment on TikTok. Mo gbìyànjú. Ẹ ṣé gan gbogbo yín ni mo mọ̀. Ẹ ṣé gan ni ẹ̀yin tí ẹ fún wa support. I think I saw, something that's slashed right now. No matter how small, every donation is very, very important. Ẹ ṣé gan ni mo rẹ́ni tó send owó sí wa nísìnyí. Ìyọlá Oṣùẹ̀ Solomon Ọbẹ̀lẹ́dùmarè má bínú tẹ́ bá fẹ́ kí n dárúkọ. I think I've done that already. Ẹ má bínú sí mi. All right, I think there's a caller that wants to have one or two things to say. La ní ẹni platform. Mo kí Bishop Adesina, the money man fún Rúbà. Mo kí Gani Olóyèdè. Ẹ bá gbóhùn sókè bàbá wa Gbàdàmọ́sí láti Amẹ́ríkà. À ń gbọ́ yín sà.
Hello.
Ẹ má bínú, mò ń bọ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ n yọ kúrò ní mò ń bọ̀. Mo fẹ́ yọ, ẹ má bínú, mo tún lọ gbé yín lọ sórí fídíò. Ẹ má sọ̀rọ̀ lọ, ẹ má bínú. Ó connect mọ́ speaker ni. Ẹ má sọ̀rọ̀ lọ, à ń gbọ́ yín. Ọlọ́run ló ń tò.
Ọlọ́run lè fi yín lẹ́gbọ̀n ní ṣe kò ní rẹ̀.
Àmín Jésù Kristi.
Ọkọ̀ bá ṣe fi fámílì lẹ́yìn ẹ wá wò pé ó ti di tán pè ní Yorùbá ẹsẹ̀ máa jà fún. Ọlọ́run máa jà fún iná lọ́dọ̀ ìkọlọ̀.
Amen.
Ṣé ẹnìkan gbé prógámù bàbá wa Fatai Ògúnríbidó? Wọ́n sọ pé àwọn lé àwọn kálá kan lórí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Láyé ìwéré ní Sátọ̀dé ni. Òun fẹ́ kó máa yẹ ọgbà ayé pé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ṣe kéré yìí. Mo lọ bí iṣẹ́ ní Thursday mọ́júmọ́ Friday. Ohun tí máa sọ níjọ́ Friday yẹn bíbí 12. Mo láti sẹ́mà láti bàbá yẹn lá. Mo fi Ọlọ́run bá bóra. Sẹ́mà láti bàbá yẹn wá pariwo níta. Dẹ́mọ̀ Ọlọ́run irú kíní yẹn ṣe ti kéèyàn púpọ̀ rí. Ọ̀kan máa ń ní àǹfààní àti fi sọ jáde, wọn ọmọ bí fẹ́ ti sọ jáde. December láyé ìmílá kí n tó wá gbọ́ ti bàbá yẹn níjọ́ Sátọ̀dé pẹ̀lú ọmọgbà tí bàbá yẹn láti rẹ̀. So táwọn èèyàn wá jáde máa tó ń bọ̀ ní o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni mo plan àwọn Fúlàní lórí wa. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni mo pé wọ́n ṣe eléyìí wọ́n dáná sọ everywhere ni o. Bọ́jú mo mọ̀ ní pé mo escape. Mo wá ń pariwo pé àwọn èèyàn wá dẹ̀ ń pariwo o. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ń sọ fáwọn èèyàn wa o. Àwọn ògbówó ń sọ fáwọn èèyàn wa wọn títí o. Àwọn Fúlàní ògùn kékeré o. Ibi táwọn ti ń jàjà ọba àwọn ilé ìjàjà pé fẹ́ gba ẹbí ẹni. Wọ́n ṣe fẹ́ gba ìran Yorùbá. Sọ́ni mọ́ tó ń bọ̀. Tọ́jú àjọ ti dé kájọ ti àkọ́kọ́ wa lọ́wọ́ yìí. Kó tọ́jú pé omi ò ní tẹ́ ìwọ̀ gbé lẹ́nu o. Ọmọ ọpọlọ àbáwọ̀ àrí tó ti mú wa rí yẹn. Ọlọ́run fẹ́ kí ìran yẹn kó mọ̀ wá sí mọ̀sẹ̀ ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ló ń fẹ́ kálukú ṣe rí báyẹn. Ọlọ́run adé gbà wá lọ́wọ́ wọn.
Àmín.
Ẹ ṣe ìkàlẹ̀ bá kí bàbá kú.
Màá jíṣẹ́ ẹ ṣé gan ni. Àmín. Thank you very much. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Mo dúpẹ́. Tó mo kí gbogbo èèyàn wa ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí Facebook, YouTube. Ẹ máa àti rí post many pictures lórí Instagram. I will work on it. Gbogbo àwọn videos, àwọn pictures. Because gbogbo pictures tá à ń rí lísítà yìí, a fẹ́ yẹ kó ní footprint so that tó bá dọjọ́ iwájú lóòótọ́ kò likely pé gbogbo everywhere la máa dé. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tóbi gan. Ìgbòho rẹ̀ ń ṣe machine gan ó máa nídìí kó máa sinmi. So mo mọ̀ pé àwọn kan ní wà satisfied pé àdọ́dọ̀ yín àbá máa ṣe dọ́dọ̀ yín àní dọ́dọ̀ yín. But what matter most is that gbogbo ibi tá à ń lọ and try láti document ẹ̀ la ṣe ń fi síta. Tẹ́yìn náà bá lè máa save àwọn pictures yẹn, video yẹn lè bá download ni, it will also make a big impact. Gbogbo bí ta ti lọ so far, a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n gbà wá ní àlejò, especially àwọn ọmọ ìlú. Torí ẹ̀yin gangan ni èyí tó ń ṣe wá tó pọ̀. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ ìlú pátápátá. Bí nǹkan kan wá lọ tó lọ dáadáa, ẹ má fi ṣèbínú sí bàbá wa Olóyè Ìgbòho torí pé a lè wà perfect. We're trying our best with all the little resources that we have. Ẹlòmíì jẹ́ ká ya picture, ẹ má bínú. So mo kí gbogbo àwọn kábíyèsí àtàwọn ìjòyè wọn pátápátá. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá rí mi náà, I try as much as possible. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí èmi jọra mi lójú. I've lived in a civilized world And I know what it means when, you know, you get to a stage like this, you can easily get carried away. So I try to make sure that everybody, you know, we do what we can do to greet each other in a proper, pleasantry way. Bóyá nígbà yẹn wá pè mí pé mo gbọ́, ẹ má fi ṣèbínú. Bí a bá Mr. Koiki dé pé ẹ̀dá wa lóhùn orí, please, mo kí gbogbo yín pátá ní gbogbo ibi tí a lọ ní Òkè Ògùn, àti ọmọ ìlú àti àwọn ìyàwó ọba o, gbogbo àwọn drivers, àwọn security, mo kí àwọn staff mi gan. They are working under a lot of pressure. Mo ti query wọn gan. I won't put that into the comments or the broadcast. Mo ti pẹ́ tó jẹ́ leader wọn. There were some things I was not really pleased with in their broadcasting yesterday. But that is just internal, you know, discussion because they can do better. Purpose T, if you were making support or better, we still need a lot of resources. And to buy the second-hand phone, tell you more. I told you, to buy in Nigeria, ever me phone. Phone tell you near, also better than brand new to Nigeria to get China. Second, formatted. I told you, phone, California money, ko phone no you. Because to buy the phone, maybe matter, you know, it's going to do a lot of work. You know, these little things help and help people within your state. At dawoscysdm.org. Let's make it a direct debit. What will make it possible, especially at our diaspora. Money is needed to run this project. There's nothing that is free. You know, ilé epo tàti repo tó yẹ pé kò rẹ̀ síjà kò sẹ́ni kankan tó máa ní gbogbo ìgbà tó lóye tí ń jáde ọgbọ́n àwọn onígò ọ̀bàrà no because a kì í ṣe jàgídíjàgan. Yes, àwọn èèyàn dira ọmọ Yorùbá ni wá ẹ bá dira ẹ ti yẹ yín bí wọ́n tún mọ̀ mean ọmọ Yorùbá ni wá it's normal ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ dira kó gbé Bible ẹ̀ dání kó gbé Quran ẹ̀ dání bọ̀ má túrálẹ̀ torí àwa lè lọ ó yẹ pé gbà tẹ́yìn bá padà lọlé làwọn wèrè Fúlàní máa yọ sí ẹ̀mọ́ tẹ́ máa ṣe fún wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ dira because you cannot trust the Fulanis but enemy ni wá ni àwọn sí àwa and we must prepare every day for them so wọ́n nílé wa mú there's still a lot mo rí message kan lánàá wọ́n ṣe mo ṣe rí gbàlẹ́ ni wọ́n tún kidnap àwọn 18 ní Zamfara àwọn ọmọdé wọn àgbàlagbà bó ṣe ń ṣe lọ́hùn ló ń ṣe nísàlẹ̀ mo kí gbogbo àwọn medias náà tí a jọ rìnrìn àjò yẹn so we will not be able to go more than this. I still have a few more videos to upload, but it's taking a bit of time, and I have to take a bit of rest as well. You know, mo kí wa kábíyèsí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo kí gbogbo àwọn tó drive kò easy. I am a driver, I know what it is. Kí yàn gbé steering maya for that long hours and to be careful ká má kọlù yàn. You know, I've got update and tí ó ṣèṣe yẹn is being well taken care of. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kí a rí. You know, I told you there was an accident yesterday. Enjoy your diaspora. Abẹ́yìn tí ẹ bá ní opportunity. Inú ilé kẹ́ra bí ní fèmí ẹ má wọrí èmi á máa yanjú ara mi. But àwọn tẹ bá lè fún ní first aid bag báyìí ẹ rà fún wọn ní state yìí tó bá ń jáde kó wà nínú mọ́tò yàn kan. Accident ò ń sọ pé òun bọ̀. Eléyìí nísìn after many visitors àti káàkiri àrílò lánàá tèmi náà bá gbé dání ẹ̀jẹ̀ yẹn á kọ́ máa ṣe ṣùṣùṣùṣù fẹ́ni tó ṣubú lórí ọ̀kadà kò kú o so these are you know ẹ̀rà mọ́ ẹrù tó fẹ́ wá sílé ẹ fi sínú ẹ̀ èmi ò ní kẹfẹ́ ẹ má wọrí nípa ẹ̀mí àwọn state yìí yẹn ni kẹ fún wọ́n ní ìdí gbogbo àwọn kan báyìí a sì ní àwọn kan àwọn ìbẹ̀jùlẹ́kẹ́ àti àwọn tá lọ bá lánàá wọ́n sì bí mi pé àwọ́kítọ́kì wọ́n ní nígbà tá àrówó ṣé máa fi ra mi ṣòwò ni ọ̀dọ̀ tèmi kódà mo ṣẹ̀gbà lọ́wọ́ àwọn staff mi lánàá èyí tí ọ̀tọ̀ mú fún mi wọ̀ fún mi ní chájà àwọn ọmọ ńlá so àná ni àríra mo gba ilé lọ́wọ́ wọn a dẹ̀ fi ń communicate so all these little things is for you to support ní kẹfà wa ẹ communicate pẹ̀lú àwọn state yìí olúkàlùkù ló ṣàmọ́ state tó ti wá so we are doing our best and we can only pray for more and successful olóyè kò ní rẹ̀ o kò ní rẹ̀ prophet Ológunolúwa kò ní rẹ̀ gbogbo wa náà àdẹ̀níṣe lásán mo kí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni it is time to dissolve the 1914 amalgamation baba wa Daniel wọ́n ní please send me your WhatsApp number UK mi ò lórí Nigeria number gbogbo kí mo fẹ́ fi Nigeria number ṣe UK number mi náà lẹ́ máa fi bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ nọ́mbà mi ò ṣe kódà tẹ́ bá jáde dáadáa ẹ rí nọ́mbà mi tẹ́ bá type it, but it's +4475 940507979. Ó wà lórí website wa. Mr. OLAKUNLE, ọ̀gá wa Koiki were expecting Sunday Igboho at Ilero. You came to KO yesterday, you know, come Ilero. Like I said, we cannot get to everywhere. You know, if there will be more opportunities some other day. I am not the one in charge of coordinating Ibiti Chief Law. My job is a spokesman to be there with him to cover the event. So he become a coordinator. And like I said to the coordinators, níbi tẹ́ bá mọ̀ pé chief ń bọ̀, ibi tá ti máa kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìrìn àjò yẹn ní local government àti fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ládùúgbò, ó jẹ́ kẹ́yìn fẹ́ àwọn èèyàn mẹ́ta síbẹ̀ náà, so that ẹ máa rán lóye létí pé ẹ lọ báyìí, so you know, ẹ ní láti communicate pẹ̀lú ra yín, kò ṣe pé òkè o máa sọ pé àwọn ọ̀bá ìsàlẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ̀yin tí ẹ fẹ́ host olóyè gbogbo yín ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ the representatives. You know, we will continue to get better and better. Irú ẹ̀yin tí ẹ pera yín láti ilé ìró yẹn nísìn, ṣé ẹ wà ní àwọn ibi tá lọ kó tó dípa dọ́dọ̀ yìí, kí ló dé tẹ̀yàn síbẹ̀? Ó yẹ kẹ́yìn náà wà níbẹ̀, kò ṣe pé máa wá dúró lọ́dọ̀ tí yín ẹ máa ní olóyè ń bọ̀ kò ní wá. You know, I'm not here to, you know, to bring that, but I'm just explaining, like I told the coordinator, you know, this morning. So I am not the one coordinating this movement. Bolo Ishinlo. My job is to be there with him as his PA and as also one of his media, because Oloye lo ni Koikimedia. So Oloye de ma travel, ká má ba travel, kò possible àfi tí bá sí ní ilé tí mo wà ní London, and I have enough staff that can travel with him even if I'm not around. So bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn. The phone number conspicuous on the screen. It won't conspicuous. I gotta go now because it's already 7 minutes past the hour. So my coffee number and sit quick. It won't no live screen here because live. All right, +4475 940507979. So lower the screen here. So Boshe Jenny, like I said, you know, Igboho wants to go to every places, but we got to factor a lot of things. You know, this is not just you know, ordinary man anymore. We got to factor security. Every goddamn thing is safety is important. It's still not free in Nigeria, but it did show like I'm inviting. Why not? So I gotta go now. Thank you so much. God bless us. God bless every one of us. Adele lere lagbara Ọlọ́run. Ojú ló ń kan ìbòjì, òun máa débẹ̀. Ìgbà tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ tí gbogbo ẹ̀ máa fi di bá ṣe fẹ́. All we are saying is that trust politicians at your own, you know, prerogative. Politicians in UK, tí mo fi ṣàlàyé program yìí, ó máa yàtọ̀ sí Nàìjíríà o. Àwọn eléyìí ò gbọ́ kankan, and we know what that means. Thank you so much. Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. And as we leave you this evening, remember, our fight is your fight. Your fight is my fight. It does not matter. God bless. Bye for now.